Well, hello there. Welcome to the On to the Next podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa, and I am so happy you are here. This is a solo episode. I have not had a solo episode in, I think, 8 episodes, so I definitely feel like we need to just sit down and chat. There's definitely some housekeeping I want to be doing with you all to kind of touch on, because I feel like I haven't talked to you in so long. I, first of all, literally spend my days writing notes of like, oh my god, for the pod. And I have like months worth of stuff. So let's see how this goes today. I'm like going back in time to be able to process the things that I wanted to process with you in real time. But I had to have my guests on. So hope you enjoyed that so far. And I have a lot of things coming our way. I am excited to say that 2023 will be the end of season 1. But don't you worry, because I will be back. January of 2024, I will be back with On to the Next season 2. Which is insane, but I am so excited for season 2. Season 1 was like my baby year. Like she was like a baby. Like she was a toddler. We went through the stages. We learned how to walk. Now we're learning how to run, and now we're going at it full out. I have so many plans for season 2. Cannot wait for what's coming. A lot more fun guests, different people, different, experts in their field, stuff like that. I'm very excited for it, so please stay tuned. I will be ending season 1 with 20 episodes, so we have only a couple more to go, but I'm excited. I have great things coming, and give me a few weeks, and once January begins, we'll be back and better than ever. So lots of love. I want to let you know kind of the timeline of things. We are just getting started, so don't you worry. Going back to like me just having to process life, I feel like more than ever, I am learning about myself because of this podcast, because this is essentially therapy. I'm literally processing things in the real world, writing it down, coming here weekly to talk about it with you. And nothing is more humbling than rewatching and editing yourself for like 6 hours a day, like I do content creation, I do that stuff, but sitting down for hours in your room alone or in the studio alone and just editing yourself with no one but yourself and your little headphones and you're in the zone, like you realize so much shit about yourself that you will never know. So first of all, if you don't want to go to therapy, if you can't afford therapy, if you don't have the means for it, if you have a phone, please just film yourself and talk all your shit, let it out. When you rewatch it, you'll be like, oh my god, get a fucking grip, okay? So like literally I'm watching it and I'm like, girl, come here, come back to me, let's work on this, okay? And this is something I've also been able to be honored enough to have the same feedback from my guests who were on. Every guest that I had on at some point was like, dude, after seeing myself, like I learned this about myself, or I realize I processed this differently, and like now I'm glad that I kind of got a different outlet, or that now they're doing little things in their life that they're changing because, or not changing in a negative way, just working on improving, because they really get to see themselves from a different POV, from the lens of a camera, which I think is really cool and such a blessing. And lots of love. Like we're all doing this together, we're all on this journey together, so let's get it. I feel like I'm growing up because I'm literally having to watch myself and like go through those experiences too. That's not comfortable for everyone, and it's so cool being able to do that. And so like I said, if you like do not want to go to see a therapist or cannot at the moment, literally record yourself speaking. It will change your game. It'll also make you more self-aware, I hope. Like you'll kind of pick up on things. Even me, I'm like, oh my god, bitch, stop saying like. I just said it 12 times and I'm doing better than the first episode, but like we're trying, okay? And we're learning. I wouldn't know this without the pod. So little sidebar, I don't know, I just need to explain that because I don't think people realize like how if interesting this experience can be, because it's a one-on-one show. Like it is me, myself, and I. Like I'm the one doing the whole shebang, so like really get humbling me throughout the process, which we love and we need sometimes, so I'm here for it. We're going to get into some of the things I've been wanting to talk about because I feel like the year is ending. We have like a month and 2023 is over. Do you understand how insane that sounds? Like, I know, like, I've only been out of school for like a year and a half. Like, we're still a baby. I know that. But when they say, like, time flies, time fucking flies. Like, I don't understand how this year is over in a month. like, I can't, even weeks, I'm like, oh my God, I have something planned for the middle of December. That's in 2 weeks, girl. Like, that no longer is 6 months out. It's 2 weeks. Like, shit just flies, and it's just like, it's something. It really makes you realize how precious time is and how much we want to take advantage of the time that we have, because you never know with everything going on in this lifetime, in this world. Like, just gotta do what you gotta do to take care of yourself, and just do what you have to do. Prioritize, have good people in your life. All that stuff can make or break your whole life and your whole experience. And if you have the control to be able to make sure you have happy energies by you, like, do what you gotta do. It's not comfortable. It's not gonna be easy at times, but like, do what you gotta do to be in that space, because we only got so much time, like, we got to do what we got to do out here while we can, while we're blessed enough to be out here. So it's been very crazy. I feel like I've done a lot of healing this year, a lot of processing this year. I've been the most myself I've ever been, which is the goal, right? When you grow up, I'm like, wow, like, every year, I feel like I've ended every year like, oh my God, that was the best year ever. What a blessing to think that, like, I'm so honored that every year, I'm like, wow, that was my best year yet. Like, wow, I'm only getting better. Such a fucking blessing. I know that, but it just shows me, like, also, this is part of the process. Like, this is what growing up is like. And I think it's cool being able to, especially in such a digital world that we live in, being able to go back in time through social media. And while, that can be used as a scary, sad thing, I think in some ways you can make it a positive and go see how you looked when you were 12 on Facebook. It's cringy, but it's pure. It's who you were. It's part of your story. It's a digital footprint. Why not take advantage of being able to go back and see that little digital diary that we all have for ourselves, or that some people do have for themselves? I have a ridiculous amount. My digital footprint, like, you can find me. I don't even want to get into that, but you can find me in some humbling spaces of my life. So I'm not going to get into that, but like, just know, like, I'm out there, okay? So I have 10, 12 plus years of my digital footprint, and it is sometimes so cool to go back and see. It's very sweet and pure. But regardless, the healing process I want to talk a bit more about, because not healing from a certain, like, event that occurred. Like, I have been lucky enough to live a pretty genuine, hopeful, happy, positive life. Like, that is such a blessing I don't ever take for granted. But we as humans go through things and we process things, and being in therapy, I process things even more, and then I come on the pod and I process things even more. So I'm just like doing all the things, doing all the work. The biggest thing I've learned this year that I have to really process with healing, I feel like this time of year, it's triggering. Like, I don't know why. Every October, November, I'm like going through it, okay? And right now I got all my girlies going through it, and I'm just like, girls, like, we need to regroup, okay? And I think the biggest thing I had to learn this year, I wanted to do this later, like, towards the end of this, like, actual end of the season, like, last episode. I'm going to talk more about this later, about things I've learned in 2023 to wrap it up. But, like, I need to touch on this because, holy shit, this shit is pressing, okay? Having to understand that people are going to disappoint you. Okay. I feel like myself, I consider myself a person who brings people in, and when you're in, and like, lots of love. I take care of you, I nurture you, whether you're a friend, a guy, like, whatever you are, family, whoever. When you're in my circle, when you're in my life, you are fully indulging in this experience with me. And I am a Pisces, I'm emotional, I'm a lover, I'm a maternal, I'm the oldest. Like, those little moments, those little things, like, it's in my bones. I cannot even hide it, okay? When I take you in, and when you don't give me that same energy back, I'm like, bitch, what's going on? What's going on? It's not how it works. But the thing I don't realize is not everyone has that in them, number one. And not everyone owes me that, number two. And most importantly, number three, not everyone is going to give you the same love and energy back, because they just don't maybe know how. Like, I feel like this past year, I've realized so much how many people, especially men, have real, I'm like trying not to be rude right now, have real deep-rooted things going on that affect the way they treat other people. And because they could be aware about it, they could be aware, like, yeah, that is one of my problems, but like, whatever. They don't work on it. I'm like, why the fuck aren't you working on it? Why is it I'm gonna get so triggered right now. Why, hold on, I'm trying to be like not rude. Okay. Why is it not your own responsibility to grow up and go seek fucking help? Like, if you know you have an issue that is a long-term issue or pattern in your life that you do that affects other people negatively, why are you not fixing it? It's actually rude. Like, I'm triggered. Like, this is rude because now you're going to live your life doing these same patterns to these same people, and it is going to only continue a lifetime of fucking up a bunch of people when you were the problem in the first place. Go fucking get help, or go regroup, or be alone for a while until you're ready, or until you find someone who's able to like handle it. I don't know. And I'm not taking this like, I don't think this is my fault. I'm not taking this personal towards me personally. I've seen this, it has happened to me before, but I've also seen this happen with all my friends. All these shitty ass guys have these same fucking nasty patterns. They don't know how to act, and then all the fucking trauma gets put on the woman, or gets put on the friend or the person who's getting these negative energies. And it's like, why is it now the person who was hurt by you, their job to go and get better and to heal? Why can't you go get better and heal, and then we fucking will have a healthy, safe space with everybody? Your trail of leaving people behind and fucking them up in the process will be gone if you just go look in the mirror and get help. And again, I'm guilty of this too. I'm sure I fucked up people. I mean, I don't know how I leave people sometimes. I pray to God I don't actually hurt anyone. But if I did, I'm at least trying to work on it. Like, I'm trying to figure out my flaws to be able to do better, because I don't want to be that person that negatively affects somebody to where they are now spending their lives trying to fix it. Like, that is not okay. That's not fair. I don't understand it. And the biggest thing I had to learn this year is, like, being disappointed by people isn't your fault. It's not a reflection on you. They disappointed you. It sucks. It's shitty. But at the end of the day, I see it as like, you are not meant for me then. Whether it's a friend, a family member, a boy, whatever relationship you have, a coworker, whatever it is, when they disappoint you, I see it as, okay, my expectations are high, or I expected something different because I would be doing different. I would not do that to you. But unfortunately, I can't live my life being like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that to them, so they're not going to do it to me. Because then if I have that mindset, which I have had in the past, I get disappointed. Because not everyone has it like you do. Not everyone gives the love that you do. Not everyone gives you the same energy that you give to people. And it's not fair. I was raised with the golden rule: treat people how you want to be treated. And I try to do that with myself, with love, and give that love back. And I don't do it intentionally to get the love back, but I do it in the sense of, like, that's how I show my love. That's how I show my appreciation for somebody. And when I don't get it back, I'm like, they just weren't ready. I'm no longer looking at it as like, oh, am I not lovable? If that makes sense. And this is not easy. I'm still going through it. I'm still processing it. I'm still trying to figure out ways around it, because holy shit, it's fucking daunting. Okay, it's daunting. It's annoying, actually. Having to heal, having to like grow and like evolve and do better, it's annoying. It's uncomfortable, because you have to go through things. You have to really be real with yourself. Look in the mirror and be like, fuck, maybe that was my fault. And then you have to be accountable. Holding yourself accountable is hard. Oh my gosh, it's uncomfortable. I hate it, but I also love it, because now I'm driving and I'm like, holy shit, you did that, bitch. Like, you did that. You took the time, you healed, and you're doing better. And now you're opening yourself up for better people. And I can live with that. I just think that, especially when things aren't working out for you, when people are not working out for you in your life, I'm no longer fighting for it. I'm just like, okay. Like that TikTok sound? Wait. Okay, that TikTok sound, I think it's Cassie from Euphoria. She was like, okay, fine. That sound is my new fucking mood, because I can't. It's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to heal you. It's not my responsibility to fix you. It's not my own deal. I did not sign up for that. I am a 23-year-old trying to heal and fix myself. I don't have it in me to fix you as well. And that's just what it is. And I mean that with love. I will support you in your journey. If you want to go get help, let's fucking get it. Let's be besties. Come in my life. Let's fucking go. But if you're not going to get the help, if you're not going to do the next moves to make yourself better, why would I keep myself in that situation? Because when I'm putting in my time, my money, my energy to do better, why would I keep someone in my life who isn't doing the same for themselves? It's not fair. Quite frankly, it's not fair. And again, I'm not expecting this to be done overnight. I'm not expecting an instant change, but I'm expecting the process and I'm expecting the progress, okay? I don't know. I think it's something that I'm starting to talk about more with people in my life, and I think people in my life are trying to also go through that process, and I appreciate the open conversations I am able to have with the ones I love in my life and the ones who do give me that space to also grow, because someone a year ago could have been like, this bitch fucking sucks about me, and maybe I did. I don't know, but I feel like I'm doing better. I'm doing my part. I'm trying to get better. Like, I don't want to be that person. So, like, I think if we can be open and real and raw about that, that's the first step. But then again, the first step we always say is to be aware. But now that you're aware, what are you doing about it? Are you doing better? Are you getting the help you need? Are you working on yourself? Are you trying to grow? Are you trying to learn? Are you trying to give yourself the space and the grace to do better? Are you forgiving yourself? You have to forgive yourself. If you don't forgive yourself, then I don't know how else it's going to go. Part of the process is forgiving yourself. And part of the process is also forgiving those who wronged you or who you hold a grudge against. Like, that is not you. That is not for you to carry. It's too heavy. Don't carry other people's shit. Worry about yourself. And then throughout the process, when you start doing those mental, physical, whatever type spiritual cleanses, and you do better for yourself, you are only going to attract better people. It's like science, like the law of attraction, like that shit. I don't know if that's science, actually. Sorry. When you do good, when you extrude out this positive, good energy, you're gonna get it back. So do your part. I'm doing my part. Let's do our parts together. We have a whole new year to get better. Like, come on, okay? You are, I love it. You are the writer, the creator, the director, all that shit of your own story. Only person who can do it as good as you is you. So do what you gotta do. Get up and go. Just start going. Going off on that, I think that in my 20s, I feel like it's very glamorized about the lifestyle of being in a relationship. It's always been glamorized, but of course with the media and all the things, you idolize the celebrities and all the friends and the influencers and the TikTokers and the Instagram girlies and boys. Like, you see them in relationships that look happy and you're like, oh, I want it, I'm jealous, like, why don't I have it? Yes, I get it. I have my moments of like, oh, would it just be easier if I had like a partner, or like if I had someone, like, would it just be easier? I wouldn't be stressed. I don't know. I don't know. It might be easier, but will you be content? Like, will you be like, I don't want to fall in the patterns of just being with some random Joe Schmo because he's good for like the week. Like, no, like, this is like a lifelong journey. I don't want to just settle for one Joe Schmo because he looks at me and tells me I'm pretty. Like, this is deeper and a lot more of a serious thing to think about than what we see on Instagram or in the movies or whatever. I was told by my aunt that she read somewhere, and it's something that could have benefited us all for years if we just really processed and knew this. And the person said, it was like a psychologist, I believe. The psychologist said, the most important decision you make in your life is who you choose to spend it with. And specifically, who you choose to spend it with lifelong. Who is your partner? Okay. It sounds basic. It sounds easy. Yeah, no kidding. You want to have a good partner. Yeah, obviously, if you have a good partner, you're going to be good. No, sit down, write it down, close your eyes, think about that. The most important decision you make in your lifetime is who you have as your partner. Let's talk about this. Your partner becomes your person. They become your life partner, the person that you are dependent on in some ways. I pray it's not always, but in some ways it's natural. It happens. You guys end up living together. You end up having a family together. Those things are natural. You're going to become that best friend. You're going to become that unit, okay? Now, if your partner is someone who is negative every day or who doesn't support you, who might abuse you in some way, I don't want to get into that because that's a whole other like separate experience that I just pray no one is going through, but it's a realistic thing, sadly, if you are going through any of those things with a partner and you feel worse than you feel better, like if you have more bad days than good days, or if you're like, oh, he's in a good mood today, so, okay, today's gonna be a good day. Oh, she's in a bad mood today, so now I'm scared to ask her what's for dinner. Like, living on eggshells is not a healthy relationship. Just period. That's it. If you live on eggshells with a partner, there are things that need to be worked on, because that should not be the way. You should not feel uncomfortable. You should not be scared. You should be yourself. And if you pick someone, if you end up falling into this trap of having a partner who is negative for you in any of the ways I listed or any of the ways that I didn't list it, if they are negative, if they are making you sick to your stomach, if you feel unsure, that is not the one. I believe what I have learned, I've learned. Sadly, I've learned the hard way. You want to be with a nice person, the nice guy, the nice girl. Like, lifelong, I don't believe anymore that my husband is going to be someone who gives me anxiety, meaning having butterflies in your stomach is anxiety. That's your body being like, oh, I'm nervous. Like, why am I nervous? It's not a good feeling. I'm not saying butterflies on the first date. Of course, you're going to be nervous. Oh my God, if you guys are getting to an anniversary date, or if you guys are getting to those milestones, it's cute. It's fun to be nervous. It's fun to have butterflies. But the healthy butterflies, the ones where you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited, butterflies. Not the ones where you're sick to your stomach, when you don't know how they're going to act, when you don't know what you're going to get from them each day, when every day you're on edge, when you're walking on eggshells, when you're scared to ask certain questions, or when you're scared to do certain things or wear certain things. That is not a good butterfly in your stomach. That is not a good anxiety to have in a relationship. And I want my husband, my future person, to be someone that I'm just like chilling. I'm content. I'm not losing sleep about where they are. I'm not losing sleep about why they aren't answering me, because I know, like, it's going to be okay. I know no matter what, I got me and he got me, and whatever way that means. And this is vice versa. I'm using a guy because I am interested and I date men. Whoever you date, whoever you're into, I'm just saying, like, you should want someone who gives you the fun butterflies only. Not every day, though. I don't want to be like on edge every fucking day. That's not cute. That's not a way to live. Will possibly being with the, for the lack of better words, nice guy, boring at times? I'm not going to say it won't be. I have definitely dabbled in some nice guys, and I'm not with them. So clearly I need to also work on my own shit, because why was it not fun for me? Why was I not content with the nice guy? Because I'm so used to the old habits of, the anxieties of, oh, how is he going to feel today? Or how is he going to act today? Or, oh, is he lying to me? Who is he talking to? Why isn't he responding? Like, those games, I'm over. They're not fun anymore. They're not cute anymore. It actually causes more BS in my life, quite frankly. I don't have time for that anymore. And of course, in the beginning stages, it's going to happen. It's natural. But also, I've already got to experience, thankfully, that there are men out there who in the beginning stages are like, here's what I want. And is that good for you, or is that not good for you? And that's okay. Like, there are going to be men out there who are going to be straight up and who are going to be ready for what are the next steps, and not ready for the games and don't want the games. And so going back to that quote of who you choose your life with is the most important thing that you do for yourself, the most important decision that you make. That goes along with on the other end of the spectrum. If you choose to have a partner who is someone who uplifts you, encourages you, lives a healthy lifestyle, if they are literally, rooting for you, if they're helping you, if they're adding to your life and not subtracting to your life, all of that, that's more sustainable. That's going to give you a longevity. That's going to give you a healthy mind, a healthy heart, a healthy lifestyle. That is who you need to be with. It's hard. It's hard to find. I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say I found it yet, because I haven't. But I'm just saying I believe it's out there. I don't think this would be even a thought in my head if it wasn't out there. Does that make sense? I'm waiting for an answer. Okay, thank you. I think that this is it's just a lot. I think it's a lot. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the process, but holy shit, it's a lot. And it's uncomfortable, like I said before. Not everyone wants to think about this. If I was dating someone right now, and if they fully, made me think like, I'm stressed out more than I'm happy with them, I don't know if it would be easy for me to leave them right away. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's hard. It's very hard. We've all been there, sadly. But I do know that for the next steps, the next one, when we are on to the next, for the lack of better words, those signs are going to be a lot clearer, a lot sooner. I think that when you become in a space, when you know what you want, when you know who you are, those signs are going to be so easy to pick out. You're going to be able to tell within the first week of talking to someone if there's someone who can really be in your life for the long run, if there's someone who can really help and benefit your life for the long run. And this also goes both ways. I am not saying to go out there, search for the best man ever, and then be a fucking bitch, okay? I'm not saying that at all. When you go out there and you get a good man, you be a good girl. And vice versa. When you're a good guy, you go out there and get a good girl, you be a good guy, okay? This is a mutual experience. I say, when I'm assuming and I'm hoping that when you go out there and find the good partner for you, you are also reciprocating that love and that energy, and it's also positive. Because you cannot be the bad one. I'm yelling at you right now. Do not be the fucking asshole in that story, okay? You got to do your part. You got to be good too. You got to get that help. You got to work on it. You got to communicate, all the things. I am not just putting it all on one other person to be able to hold that weight for you. It's uncomfortable. It's hard. But I do think it's a lot easier when you have someone who's willing to do the work and who's willing to do better than not. Because if you have someone who's going to uplift you and be a part of that journey with you and grow with you, you're able to grow too. There's room for both of you. You guys both plant your little seeds next to each other and they grow together, and that's exciting. If you have somebody who is not willing to grow with you, who's not willing to water their own plants and then water yours, it's not going to be as easy, and that's when you got to be on to the next. And it's hard. It's uncomfortable, especially when you're in that rut, when you're in that pattern with someone. It's so fucking hard. Like, I am here with you, and I know we are going through it, and it is hard, okay? But I do know more than anything that it's going to get better, and that we're going to work through it, and that we're going to do what's best for ourselves. Sometimes being selfish is saying no to people who are not benefiting you. And when I say benefiting you, I'm not meaning it in like the greedy way. I'm saying who are not fulfilling your lifestyle either, who are not filling your cup, filling your bucket, whatever you want to believe in. That is hard to let go of. But when you let go of it, you are clean. And you are free. And then you have the next steps to make the power move of being the better person for yourself and finding the better person for you. Take a minute. I need to take a sip. That was a lot for me. Okay. Going off of this, because we're just getting started. Going off of this mindset that I'm explaining, the mindset of, allowing the good, the law of attraction, knowing what you want, knowing what you're worth, and then getting that energy back received to you. Here's the thing. I am now living my life with I want to impress people, and I want people to impress me. And when I say impress, I mean when I see a good guy who has value, who knows himself, who is confident, who actually believes in himself, who has his life figured out, who's aware of his flaws, and who's willing to work on it, that is someone who impresses me. Because I'm not seeing that every day. And so for that person, I want to make sure I'm impressing them. I want to make sure I'm doing a good impression, and not in a way where I want the people pleasing, I need the validation. I just want them to know, like, dope, like, I see you, I see your hard work, and I'm here to do it with you. When I'm like seeing boys, whether it's for me or for a friend, if I'm like, I'm not impressed, you got to do better. Like, I want to be impressed, and not everyone's going to want to do that. No beef. I will never force anyone to impress me, because that is not something that you force out of someone. It's something that they do because they want to, because it's who they are. And I think that thinking of that, of like, impress me, I'm not impressed, so I'm not going to even try it. Or I guess the way Gen Z say it is like, he's not giving. And if he's not giving, we got to go. Like, we don't have time. Okay? Because it's not even like, oh, we don't have time, I have to find my husband tomorrow. No, I gotta be healthy. Like, I don't have time for this negative energy. If you're not giving, I don't want it. Like, what for what? I'm wasting my time. Because my time is precious and it's valuable, and I know that. I could be at the gym right now instead of, not right now. I love where I am right now. Lots of love. I could be at the gym instead of fucking entertaining some bullshit ass guy who's just not ready. Like, and it's okay. I've had a guy before tell me, like, you know what? You got your shit figured out, and honestly, it scares me. So I'm not even gonna pretend to entertain you right now. And I was like, a fucking king, thank you. He knew, he saw my worth, he knew my value, and he knew that he couldn't add up to it right now. And that's okay. Don't force yourself trying to try. Everyone meets everyone at where they are in life. Everyone's on a different path. Everyone's on a different journey. I do believe in the butterfly effect. I do believe that who you meet, you met for a reason. I really do. I pray it's all good reasons, but sometimes it's not. And sometimes those negative reasons become lessons, and they become lessons learned, and then you do better for the next one. So, if you do not think you can be that person for someone right now, let them know and be done. And don't be the person who goes in and out of their lives. Don't be the person who tries to mindfuck them and who gets them all excited and then sad when they don't respond or when they cancel a date or whatever it is. Just be real, be an adult, grow up, and leave them alone. That's all I can ask for at this point. Like, please just leave them alone. If you can't be good, leave them alone. And this goes for me, this goes for you, this goes for whoever's listening, no matter who you are, no matter what side of the story you're on, just leave them alone if you cannot be good for them. And if you know that. And I thank you already for your service and for not being the person who wants to ruin them. Does that make sense? Okay. I think once you get in this space, you're able to really realize that it's kind of like you're able to finally be at peace with what didn't stay. Does that make sense? Like now, because I'm in this headspace of like, I know my worth, like I know what I expect, I know what I can also give to you. And if I'm not getting that in back and in return, I'm not offended. I'm not like, oh, like this guy sucks, like he's so mean, he didn't do this for me. No, he just wasn't meant for me. And that's okay. And I think I talk about this a lot. Like, this is probably me on repeat, but like, I don't think people realize how deep this gets. When you are able to really process that this person was not meant for me, this person was not meant to stay, I look at it as like, I am being protected. They left to protect me from further shit to go down. Like, that just shows there's something deeper going on. There are bigger things in life. There are bigger reasons for you to be here than to just please someone or to be the plus one. Like, there are other things you can be doing to fulfill your time and your energy. And it is so much easier being able to be at peace if they leave when you know them leaving was for a reason. I'm at the point now, I'm not going to stop you. Go figure it out. If we're meant to be, we'll come back to each other. If we're not, I wish you the best of luck. Like, it doesn't have to get deep anymore. It's not deep anymore. I don't want the conversations. I don't want the drama. I don't want the, oh, like, I'm sorry, but, like, no, just, you're good. Like, no hard feelings. Seriously. Like, I literally am at the point now of, like, you aren't in my life. If you didn't make it in my life, if you couldn't handle it in my life, no hard feelings. I actually appreciate you for being able to know that and leave. I was watching the Kardashians. LOL. I had to bring it up. My little girlie's life lessons. I was watching the Kardashians, and Kim was talking about essentially how she's a people pleaser. And Kim was like, you know, I told someone no before and they left my life completely. And Kris Jenner said, and I quote, "Send them a thank you note." And I said, oh, Kris, did not have to go that hard. Think about that. Kris said, send them a thank you note. They left your life because you told them no. Send them a thank you note. Bye. Thank you. Thanks for leaving because clearly you couldn't handle it. Like, you couldn't stick it out. I told you no to protect my peace and you couldn't respect that. Bye. On to the next, as they say. So, food for thought. I'm going to end it on that note because who doesn't love a little Kardashian ending, right? Okay. I really just want everyone to take care of themselves. I feel like this time of year it can be brutal. It's getting cold out here in Chicago. Like, we got to work on ourselves, take care of yourselves, go to the gym, do some stretches, do some yoga, drink water, drink your greens, like, go walk outside, breathe the fresh air, spend your time with loved ones during the holiday seasons. If you don't have any loved ones near you or by you, I'm sending you all the love in the world and all the healing in the world, no matter who, what, when, where, how, or why. Just take care of yourselves. I am begging you. I am here for you. You can DM me. We can talk. We can chat. We can work things out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to work on something, let's talk, girlies, boys, whoever's listening. Let's talk, okay? I want to make sure you're okay, and I want to make sure that we're all doing our part to be better humans because we are the future. I hate saying that and being cringy, but, like, we are literally the future. We got to do better, okay? We got to do better. And I believe in us. So I will be having my mom on the 19th episode. So episode 19 is coming up so soon. So send in your questions ASAP. I posted a video on my Instagram saying that my mom will be on the podcast. She was Vilma Laguno. She was on episodes, I think, 6 and 7. She will be back on because I had a lot of people want to ask questions for the mom's POV. And I think that's a great idea. So my mom's going to come back on. She's going to answer any of your questions. She wants to hear them. She wants to work this through. And this could be questions for a mother or for also a talent agent. She's also a businesswoman. She's an entrepreneur. Any questions in any of those realms, she would love to answer them. And I'm going to have her on here and we're going to just chat. We're going to end the season how we started, with my mom just being so real. She has been whipping me to shape, metaphorically, of course. With just the new life lessons she's teaching me now that I'm getting older, and I just need her to share her wisdom because it is game-changing. So lots of love. Send in your questions. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, support, all the love, lots of love. And I hope that you had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you ate lots of yummy foods. I hope you were nice to yourselves and nice to others. And I hope that you were able to get some rest and to take care of yourself and start the healing process, because I know we all need it, whether we want to admit it or not. So lots of love. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you when we are on to the next episode next week. Bye.